Thank you for joining me on this video tour of what I describe as one of the best kept secrets in our Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. I consider this as the land of opportunity. Whether you're looking for a sprawling acreage to put a couple horses, you might be wanting something a little smaller with a community swimming pool, amenity center, activities for the kiddos, sports courts. Whatever floats your boat, Haslet has it. In this video, we're going to take a drive around Haslet, Texas, and you will soon realize why this is one of our fastest growing residential areas in our DFW Metroplex. Are you ready? Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and whether you're thinking about relocating to Dallas, Texas, or relocating to Fort Worth, Texas, we want to help you. We get great comments, emails of how these videos help people decide where to live when they're relocating to our Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. Packing your bags? Well, that's the easy part. Discovering where you want to live your life, not so easy. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 weeks, we want to help you realize which area of our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is where you want to create memories and call home. If this is the first time to this channel, subscribe below, press the bell, and you'll be notified as soon as something special is going down around town, around our DFW Metroplex. Now back to Haslet. One of the reasons people are attracted to Haslet, Texas is because of its charm. It's a simple lifestyle, not a lot of retail, not a lot of hustle or bustle. You can find that in one of the neighboring cities. This is a place to call home if you're looking for something that's pretty low-key and relaxed. You might want to check out one of my other videos that covers some of the pros and cons of living in Haslet, Texas. But for now, strap on your seatbelt and let's go for a ride. There are two major highways to get you to Haslet, Texas. We have US 287 and I-35W. When you think of Haslet, think of the area. There are some parts of Fort Worth that is considered Haslet because they share the same zip code, which is 76052. It can be a little confusing, but once you get here, you'll figure it out. This is one of our older sections in Haslet. And by older, I just mean more established. In this section, you get acres. You can get 5 acres. Some of these homes sit on even more acreage. And these homes, because people are buying them for the acres, you have a mixture. You have a mixture of brand new construction in here, as well as homes that have been established for many, many years. And one thing I want to share with you that's pretty neat, you can actually have livestock. If you can look, you can see 2 horses in this pasture that you can't get just anywhere in Dallas Fort Worth or anywhere in Haslet. You have to have a certain number of acreage for the state of Texas to allow you to have horses just right behind me. You can see on this property they have a barn. The horses sometimes are smarter than people. They're back there in the barn. They're getting some shade and some cool and comfort.
Well, let's hop back in the car and take a look around the neighborhood. Many of these homes, they were built in the late 90s, mid 2000. But as you can see, there are people who are building, and they have built homes in here in many parts of Haslet for the land. I mean, in here, on average, people have 5 acres. Some have a little under 2, but the average is 5. And the prices range from $700,000, and there's one that's a little over $1 million. Most of these homes have a swimming pool, and you can see many of them have a private gate. Very nice. Look at these mature trees and the white picket fence. Beautiful estates. Now there's one I want to show you. I've seen this one right here. It literally looks like a log cabin, like some type of hideaway retreat. Well, that one is going for almost $1.2 million for that home. It does have more than 4,000 square feet. I'm slowing this down because I don't want you to miss this. Wait for it. Here it comes. There it goes. I had to show you a little bit of our Texas flair. Again, we have so much going on in this particular area of Haslet. Look how the homes sit off from the road. It just gives you so much peace and tranquility. And the good news is it's the best of both worlds. I mean, you have this serenity out here, but you're about 20 minutes from downtown Fort Worth, and you're really close to I-35, which is one of our highways that would get you almost anywhere you need to go in Dallas Fort Worth. Now let's head over to our next section. Well, here's our second area that I want to share with you because it's not as large as the first one we left. Remember the first one, I mean, they had more than 5 acres, on average 5 acres. But this one, this particular neighborhood, they are, an acre and a half, 2 acres, maybe a little bit more than 2. But you still have that space between homes, which is such the draw to many of our communities in Haslet because you want to be, have some space between you. And many people are moving from our other suburbs that are landlocked and just not able to build with this kind of space. But before I forget, the last neighborhood that we went in, you can have livestock, you can have horses there, but you want to check any city, you want to check the ordinance to see what the rules are. But on average, typically you need 1.5, 2 acres per horse. But again, check with the city. That first neighborhood, it was not in an HOA, so that gives you a lot of freedom, but you still have to, follow the ordinance of the city. But back to this one, this neighborhood is also custom homes, very beautiful, and so much peace and serenity here, but yet you're very close to all the things you can do in Fort Worth. Mature trees. I love it. I love it. Now let's get ready to go to our third area. New construction is a pretty big deal in Haslet, Texas. We've driven around a couple of areas where there were custom homes on several acres where you can have horses and livestock with no HOA. We also saw another area, still custom homes, but they had smaller yards, a half an acre to an acre or so. Now let's shift gears and take a look at our semi-custom homes here in Haslet. Now, I can't show you every neighborhood, every community with custom or semi-custom homes, but at least you have a little taste of what Haslet has to offer. Remember, semi-custom homes, you still have some changes you can make, but they're very limited compared to a full custom home. Remember, Haslet is one of our fastest growing areas here in our Dallas Fort Worth area. So there is a lot of custom home options. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. People are finding that they can get more for their money here in Haslet. Some of our other cities near Fort Worth, Texas are landlocked, and there's just not a lot of opportunity to build your own home. Oh, and before I forget, it's important to point out that the families in Haslet send their students to Northwest ISD, which is one of our award-winning school districts here in DFW. Word to the wise, double check your address to make sure that your student attends the school that you actually want that student to attend. The downside of growth is the boundaries in our schools can change. So you would just want to double check and make sure the school you think you're going to is a school that you're actually zoned to attend. And one more thing that I hear sometimes is, hey, Tracy, we don't have school-aged children, so, school doesn't really matter to us. In my professional opinion, schools always matter, especially when you get ready to sell your home. Life is funny. You can be very unpredictable, even when you never expect to move again. But one day, you just may have to. Notice that some of the new communities have 3-car garages, others have 2-car garages. The great thing about living in Haslet is it's not a one-size-fits-all. Even with new construction, there is a home for your budget and your lifestyle. Here's one of our larger communities, which you will find several here in Haslet. These homes are closer together than some of the other areas. Well, this wraps up our tour of Haslet, Texas, and there is so much more I could show you, but now you have at least a little taste, a little idea of what type of homes and opportunities are here for you to live in Haslet. Here's a favor I have of you. Comment and let me know which lifestyle you prefer. A home on acreage so you can have space for your horses or just space for yourself. Or do you prefer a home that's, part of a neighborhood with the swimming pools and amenity centers? What do you like about living in Haslet, Texas?